Coming up next, I'm giving y'all this story about an inmate that smoked K-2, lost his mind, got disrespectful, and got violated. Stay tuned to the Jersey Street Corner Prison Talk Show.
It's JS Corner from the prison story massacres. I be telling stories about the pushers and the traffickers, trying to keep the YNs away from the bandits. Don't eat the honey.
Man, go ahead, man. Move over, man. Go ahead, move around. Man, move over, man. Hey, man, get up out of here, man. What up, what up, what up? We are back. Who am I? Jersey Street Corner, and this is the Prison Talk Show, people. So let's get into it. Alright, now I know y'all anxious. Y'all saw that thumbnail and said, y'all got to see what the hell Corner talking about now. Well, I got another crazy one for you, y'all. Now, before we get into it, I want to get into the topic of K-2. And for some of y'all that don't know what K-2 is, I'm going to explain it. But if you do know what K-2 is, get in the comment box and tell me, have you ever tried it? How was your experience with it? And would you do it again? Now, K-2 is synthetic trees, green, herb, people. And this stuff, you can smoke it and there'd be no, let's say, trace of it. You can pass a test with it. Now, a lot of people just took that and ran with it. Oh, you can pass the test? Oh, man, yeah, give it here, man. Yeah. Not knowing full well at first exactly what it was. Now, it won't show up on any test because the test that they're doing is not what it is. You are literally poisoning yourself every time you smoke K-2. Now, K-2 is synthetic, first of all, like I said, and it's potpourri. Yeah, it's meant to be burned in the air or like in a jar or something for smell goods. It's not meant to be inhaled. So, and it says it right on the package, y'all, but a lot of people tend to overlook that. Now, when you used to smoking some real bud every day of your life, and you get cased up, and they let you out on a probation, or even if you're still inside the building, you just want to burn something and not get caught, and you hear about a substance like K-2, you all ears. Now, it's like, hold up. I could get my hands on this and they won't know? Yeah. Don't it sound like an epidemic in the making, y'all? Well, it was. K-2 induces violent episodes, y'all. And depending on the brand and the strength of it, you don't know what that stuff gonna have you doing. And you never know. The person that you get it from might want to take it up a notch and hit it with a little bit of that roach spray real quick before they give it to you. Yeah, that keep them coming back. I keep them coming back. Now, K-2 ain't no joke, y'all. This stuff will do things to you that no bud has ever done, no liquor has ever done. This stuff will have you, let's say, throwing up projectile worse than any liquor has ever done you in your life. And I can say that as a witness to myself. I've tried K-2 before. When I had a 6-year probation and they were sweating me and I couldn't stop smoking bud and they kept threatening to put me in the slammer, y'all, I found K-2. And it worked for a while until one day I thought I was gone, up out of here. I projectile threw up in 3 different bathroom stalls, y'all. One after another. to the point where this is before I even, got cased up and locked up again. I was trying to finish this probation up, and these are the limits I'm going to. I'm at a job, clocked out in the break room, head down on the table, going through it, because I smoked a little bit of K-2 outside on the bench a couple of minutes earlier. Messed me up for the rest of the day. Now, mind you, I had tried it a few times before that, but it was alright. I guess I took it a little too hard this time, or maybe I didn't eat enough food, but it put me down. And from that point on, I said, nope. And I went right back to the real bud and risked it all. And they was threatening me, y'all. I had to get my probation switched from one location to another because the one location was trying to burn me, y'all. And things ended up pretty good. As soon as I paid that fine, got off of there, thank God, because they was fitting to smoke me. Nothing but dirties. Now that y'all know what K-2 is, we're going to get into this story. Alright, let's get it. Now this story is going to be about a guy named Brian, an inmate, a goofy. That's what we call them. Goofies in the pod was fiends and, anybody that wasn't normal, like them boys, they goofies. So Brian, he would run around the pod all day long trying to sell stuff that he done stole from other pods or even people in the same pod. He didn't care. As long as he got what he was looking for, he'd take that beat down, I guess. But Brian, well, he was a weird looking dude. He looked like he was homeless, like for real. And I know you say, how you look homeless in prison? This dude looks sick, homeless, like he don't eat. All he do is, substances. So that's why everybody called him a goofy. He'd trade his last plate for a substance rather than eating for the night. And then later on, late at night, you hear him in the cell whining, oh, my stomach hurt, man. I'm so hungry, man. Come on, man. Somebody give me something, man. Everybody just be ignoring him like, man, it's Goofy, man. Shut your ass up, Goofy. Should have ate that plate, Goofy. Now, Brian, he was what you would call a prison problem. Because you couldn't trust Brian as far as you could throw him. Now, Brian had no allegiance to anybody. If he saw something go down, you better have either paid him to keep his mouth closed, or you was going to have to do something to him and bring that heat on yourself. Brian would go and tell a CO in a heartbeat if he thought it was going to benefit him. Shoot, it was rumors in the pod that Brian been there so long, he was cool with the COs, and one time they got him a Little Caesars pizza with all that cheese for snitching. Yeah, I can't confirm that rumor, but that's a horrible rumor to have going around the pod about yourself. And you think he cared? Hell nah. Brian marched himself right around that pod and did and said whatever he wanted. Dirty as he looked, he all up in everybody's business. So, the one thing that kept Brian happy and kept the pod safe was the fact that he was always able to find what he was looking for. And as long as he had something to trade of some kind of substance, he would get it. Now, as of lately, Brian been falling short. He ain't getting no commissary coming in. He don't got no job in the prison or no skill that's going to bring him anything. So he flat out broke, y'all. But what that means to somebody that's fiend out? Nothing. They going to get that one way or another. So Brian, he started back with his stealing again. And one day, y'all, and I guess you could call this karma, he stole the wrong thing. Brian got into one of the OG stashes in another pod. and he stole a whole bag full of K2. But it wasn't labeled. It just looked like regular bud in a bag, a little baggie. And he took it, y'all. Now, this guy had no clue the ride he was in for. When he took that K2, you know he went straight to his cell, twisted up on the dolo on some greedy shit, ain't even trying to share with nobody, if it was real. And he went to La La World. And him thinking that it was real bud, he burnt the whole J down to the roach, y'all, by himself. Now, when I tell you that's deadly, burning that much K2, believe me, y'all. I told y'all it had me projectile thrown up. Now, when you ingest that much K2, your body starts to go into spasms. Your body involuntarily starts jumping around all over the place, flopping like a fish. Your brain circuits are literally frying in the present. And you have no idea what's going on, nor do you have any control over your bodily functions. You could be pissing. You could be defecating on yourself. Yeah, y'all, K2 is a horrible, horrible substance. And I'm glad they outlawed it. I'm glad it's not that accessible anymore, because K2 was definitely leading people to being brain dramatized. Yeah, flatline. Brian smoked that K2 and within minutes transformed into a demon. I mean, his body started contorting in ways that you wouldn't even think were humanly possible. I mean, arms behind the back, and he just doing all types of spider walking on the floor, and crab walking and crazy shit. This dude strolled up into one of the little blood members' cells, obviously by mistake, and stood up and just started pissing all over the bottom bunk, y'all. Then he moved over to the locker and started pissing all over dude's locker. Everything inside of it getting soaking wet. All on the floor, y'all. Disrespect. Now, immediately, they looking at him like, what the hell? What's wrong with this dude? Hey, man. Hey, get up out of here, man. Get up out of here. And he don't know what's going on. As soon as he hears some noise, he starts swinging left and right. Ah, ah, ah. Now, y'all know when you dealing with somebody that's under the influence, they got that superhuman strength. And he just popping his arms left and right. Boom, boom. Popping busters in the face. Bang, bang, bang. And they don't know what to do with him. Somehow he got on up out of that cell, and he's strolling down the corridor. And dude is going through it. I mean, he wigging out. Doing the most. And now, it's people in the pod that notice when somebody is, let's say, not on their A game. There are people in the pod that prey on people's downfall. So, let alone from the fact he just totally disrespected a blood member. Well, after they give him some justice, there's a couple of other members that had their eye on old boy Brian. And that would be the bandits, y'all. The bandits had their eye on Brian. And wasn't nobody gonna do nothing to stop him. Everybody was tired of Brian's shit. So it is what it is. If they got a hold of him, hey man, I guess it's just gonna have to go down that way. This is prison. Now, of course, once he made his ass down to the day room, I think he actually slipped down the damn steps. Surprised he didn't break his neck. Jerking and jittering the whole way. Got down to the day room, y'all. Standing up on top of a table, dancing around, acting crazy. Now the guards don't see none of this. They in their control booth. And they're not paying no attention. Dude is down there acting a fool. Bloods ran down there before anybody can know it. They done stomped the old boy out, beating the crap out of him for that disrespect. Now, they done ran off, scurried off real quick. Got they jump off, and they good. Dude is still down there twitching around on the floor. And guess who comes in, y'all? One of the bandits. And I'm not even going to tell y'all which bandit it was, because it don't even matter. But the fact of the matter is, that bandit was able to drag him out of that day room to a side closet. He couldn't take him to a cell because he wasn't even from our pod. He was from C-Pod. But he took Brian into a side closet and he did the unthinkable to him. Why, y'all? Because in prison, when you partake in substances that alter your mind, somebody is always waiting. Somebody is always watching. And they want you. They want you, YN. They want you in prison. So don't be a victim. Don't be a Brian. Don't get your manhood took in a closet because you wanted to smoke K-2. I'm trying to tell y'all, but y'all don't hear me. Your boy Corner wouldn't lie to you. I'm trying to steer you the right direction. Stay out of prison, young folk. Ain't nothing in there for you but old men and Viagra. Yeah. Oh, they gets it in there. They gets it in and they gets it popping. So if you don't want to be a victim of some old man, some OG telling you gonna get down or lay down, you better stay your soft ass home if you know what's good for you. Let's just say Brian got punished in that closet for at least 40 minutes. And about 20 minutes after the incident had been done and over with, the code got called. The bandit had already been left. So Brian was left in that closet. And how long they was in that closet, you would think Brian was fitting to have a baby. I mean, the sounds that came out of that closet were horrific, y'all. K-2 or not, I know Brian had to feel that kind of punishment. And I don't think Brian will ever smoke K-2 in prison again. Now, that's a really messed up reason. A really messed up reason to get assaulted. But, again, people, you gotta stay on your P's and Q's. You cannot let somebody get the upper hand on you in prison. Your neck gotta be on a swivel like an owl at all times. So again, don't do substances in prison, people. If you're on your way to prison, don't borrow and don't do substances. That's the best advice I could give you. Because one or the other gonna get you cased up. Real, real bad. And you're gonna bump into somebody that don't take no shit, such as myself, that's going to end up doing something real, real bad to you. And when I say I want 3 for 1, that means I want 3 for 1 on the first week. You ain't got my shit, I need 6 for 1 on the second week. And guess what, homeboy? We not going to a third week. You ain't got my shit, you fitting to lose a 2 for 2. So let that be a message to y'all YNs out there. You go to prison, you think you're tough, you're all big and built, you're doing your push-ups, you got your dreadlocks. Yeah, you even got them painted gold on the tip already. They ain't even got to dye your hair nowadays, you YNs. But listen up. You go up in there acting tough. And this is a serious thing, people. you're gonna get taught a lesson the hard way. So, if I were you, I would go in and humble myself and see who's who and what's what before you start with your shenanigans. Because all y'all YNs known to go up into the bullpen, into the pod, and turn all the way up. And y'all sitting there looking crazy, and when y'all back in lockup for 3, 4, and 5 years, talking about turn down for what? Yeah. Listen, man, this is just a short story to tell y'all about the effects of K-2 on the brain. I'm not going to go into any further detail. I hope you like this story. Like, share, subscribe. Get in the comment box. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think about this subject. Alright, y'all. With that, I'm going to get on up out of here. As usual, this is the Jersey Street Corner Prison Talk Show. I am your boy, Jersey Street Corner, and I'm out.
It's JS Corner from the prison story massacres. I be telling stories about the pushers and the traffickers, trying to keep the YNs away from the bandits. Don't eat the honey bun, don't drink the coke, don't become another victim or the butt of a joke. Don't close both eyes when you sleep or get choked. When you go to the mess hall, sit with your team, cause if you sit with some punk boy, you can get seen, then you can get dealt with. Prison justice like you never felt it. I be taking y'all back to stories of the helpless. That lava I spit, get your boy stories melted. I spit about prison justice cause I dealt it. And you a real hater if you can't respect it. All that bullshit, yeah, I'm here to check that. Any confrontation, I'ma show up. Bet that. You a real hater, I'm here to address that. When it comes to storytelling, I'm the best at. You a real hater,